Thanks so much for joining us for another tutorial today. My name is Jazz, and today we're specifically talking about how to connect your camera to the Sling using a full-size HDMI, and then how to go ahead and feed that footage through the Sling Studio app, as well as some other specific features about the app. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so the first thing is first, when you're doing any type of connection with the Sling Studio, you want to make sure that your connections from your camera is connected to the Sling. So like I mentioned before, we're going to be just talking about how to get the full-size HDMI. So the camera that I'm using today is the Canon C100. This one can only connect to the Sling Studio based on the HDMI that's on the back of this camera. So let me just kind of turn it around really quick to see what I kind of have going on. So right now I have the full-size HDMI coming out of the Canon C100 video out. And then I have it plugged into the Sling Studio HDMI full-size video in. So the signal from the Canon C100 is feeding through the Sling Studio. Now, after you have that connection already set up, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and power on the Sling Studio. So right here in the front, you should have your power button. Once you cut it on, there is going to be a blue strip light at the very top. It's going to be blinking. So the way that you know that the Sling Studio is fully powered on, this light should be solid. If it's not, you're not ready to go. Okay, so once that light is solid, what you want to do is go ahead and power up the Sling Studio app. Now, when you first power up the Sling Studio app, you're going to be presented with a message. It's going to say, hey, connect the Sling Studio to the Sling Studio, or to a network, basically. So what's happening here is the Sling Studio needs to connect to the Wi-Fi in your location, but the app needs to connect to the Wi-Fi coming from the Sling itself. So on this first screen right over here, it's asking me, hey, do you want to connect the Sling Studio to the Wi-Fi in your location? I do. So I'm going to go ahead and click connect. So what it's going to do from there, it's going to ask you to join the network. So I'm going to go ahead and click join, and it's going to take a couple seconds. It's going to go ahead and power things through. So we'll just give it a few moments here. All right, so now we are in. Now from here, you want to make sure again that the Sling Studio, in terms of the mainframe, is connected to the Wi-Fi. For me, I always use our Sling Studio specifically with this iPad, so it automatically knows that there is a Wi-Fi connection here in our studio, and it automatically connects to it. But if you did not have that option, let's say for example that you never connected the app to the Sling, what you want to do is in the left-hand corner, right over here, I'm going to show you guys, you're going to see a gear. What you want to do is go ahead and click on that gear. It's going to bring up a lot of options, but we're more concerned about the internet settings. So on the side, or in the main frame of the internet settings, you want to go ahead and find your network to wherever you are, and you want to go ahead and click on that. And then go ahead and put in your password to your whatever your Wi-Fi password for your location, and then you go ahead and connect. So if everything is set up correctly, at the top here, you're going to have a little green check mark. You're going to see the Sling Studio picture, and then it's going to show that it is internet available and it is properly connected to the Wi-Fi where you are. So guys, something important to note is that you need to have a really good internet connection, because the Sling Studio needs that. Otherwise, you're going to be having a lot of buffering issues. So if you're, recording, or you're going live specifically to YouTube, Facebook, or just live in general, you're going to have so much buffering if the hotspot for your internet is terrible. So just be aware of that. We did have that issue at the very beginning, and we had to kind of adjust that in terms of here in our studio and make sure we had an internet speed that was conducive enough to run the Sling when we're trying to do live podcasts or whatnot. So another way that you can actually check to see like what your internet connection, like how good it is your hotspot, on the left side of that same screen, right below the gear, you're going to see another type of gear. I want you to go ahead and select on that. So what this is the dashboard that basically shows you, how good your internet connection is. Right now, it says the Sling Studio hotspot quality is good. You're going to see that in this left side over here. And then another thing you can also do is see the power in terms of how much power the Sling Studio has. Maybe you need to plug it in, maybe you need to charge it up a bit before you do your live shows or, you know, your pre-recording. So if you wanted to check, you know, the speed, your upload speed, you can actually go down here in the internet connectivity, and you will see a little label that says upload speed, and you can actually click view on that. And there should be another option where you can actually go in and check your internet speed, which you want to do that regularly to see, you know, how things are actually moving. And then up here in this little window over here, it'll actually tell you your connection quality is good, or it'll say poor, or it'll say fair or excellent. So you want to kind of make sure you're always paying attention to that, so you can kind of gauge if you need to up anything, change anything, or adjust something. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about getting the signal from our camera. It's already connected to the Sling, and I want to see it in the app. So on the left side over here, I want you to go ahead and click on those 3 dashes. The 3 dashes basically gets us back to, basically if you want to make sure you're setting up a project. Like I said before, you got to have, well, let me just kind of slow down. So in that window, once you pull it over, you're going to see something that says project settings right over there. You want to go ahead and click on that. So in this window, there's a lot going on. It's not anything difficult, and we will make sure that we take the time to kind of explain some of these things and what it means to you and for you. So as of right now, it's just letting me know that my video sources and my program output are good. The camera connectivity is good. So we're gonna just bypass this for right now, and we'll talk about that later in another video tutorial, but I just want to make sure that I can see this video in the app. So I'm gonna go ahead and click X on that. So over here, what should have happened, guys, is that automatically when you plug in your camera to the Sling and you open up the app, you're supposed to automatically see that feed. I don't see anything. So let me check to actually make sure that my camera is on. So I'm gonna go over here and take a look. And it looks like, guys, my camera is not on. So I'm gonna go ahead and power on the Canon C100, give it a couple seconds. But in a few moments, I should be able to see that feed right over here. And of course, that's if everything is connected as it should be. All right, so as of right now, it's not showing me that I have any type of video signal. So let me take a look at my camera, make sure everything, and sometimes it could also be your HDMI as well. So I'll look at that. Going to end. Let's go into our project settings. It's showing me everything looks good. Say live broadcasting. Just say save for now. All right, guys. So let's figure out what we have going on. So we know the signal is good, but why are we not getting any type of connection here? Oh, guys, I realized what it is. So in this situation, we don't normally like to keep our cameras running based off battery. So right now it's just showing me that my camera is completely dead because I don't have an actual battery source in there. So let me go ahead and get my camera connected, and then we'll go ahead and figure out and get that video footage feeding through, guys, in just a few moments here. All right, guys, welcome back. So we got our camera powered on in terms of battery life. So as soon as I plugged in that charger, guys, immediately my footage immediately fed through, guys. And so now I am able to see the footage right here. So that's as easy as it is. And it's kind of on me, of course, right now, but it's really that simple. Plugging your camera into the Sling Studio via HDMI is the most simplest part. In our next video, we're going to be talking about how to use the Sling Studio camera links to link multiple cameras, and we'll probably even do a tutorial about how to connect maybe like another iPad or phone to the Sling Studio app as well. So guys, that's all for today's tutorial. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, and or comment on this video, guys, to see what other tutorials that you want us to talk about. And guys, we'll see you next time.